What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. So today we are going to be reviewing Reviewing? God, it hasn't finished already. Previewing the 20...
Back to the future, baby. 88 miles an hour. Woohoo!
We're qualified for Champions League. Right, 25, 26 Premier League season. Well, Villa season, because it's not just about the Premier League. But first off, quick plug. Gary just had the ball. As always, guys, if you're watching this on TV, scan the code below. It'll also be in the description. £5 donation, please, to Acorns will enter you into the competition to win a signed Aston Villa football, as well as signed memorabilia from both Peter With and Brian Little, two of which are limited edition. Upside down, guys. Brilliant. Fantastic. Thanks for that. There we go.
Pepsi off. I'm so prepped as well. What can we do?
And also the Biscuit children's books, which will also be signed by Brian Little. We will be ending that competition in the winter before the Christmas, so you guys can get them for your loved ones. Gary, breathe. How you doing?
Oh, mate, I'm excited. Come on.
Football is back. Football is back, baby.
What day is it today? What, we're 4 days away? 4 days away. Come on. Something to talk about, mate. I can't wait.
I'm going, by the way. I'm going.
Are you going now?
Yeah, I'm going on Saturday. I'm going on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going on Saturday. I wasn't going to be going, but I'm going. Especially considering because the Palace game is going to get moved, I think, because they lost their appeal.
Yeah. So, which means that recording thing that we're going to do is going to get shifted. We'll have to
work out.
do it. But no, mate, I'm not going to the Newcastle game because I stupidly booked to go and see Mariah Carey. Not stupidly, I can't wait. I'm absolutely buzzing. That's the wrong thing to say. Sarah, I love you. It's not a stupid thing. I'm so looking forward to being away. But I was convinced we'd be away again. Do you know what I mean? Because it's been 4 years in a row. And so I just thought I took a punt and I'm going to see Mariah Carey instead. But I think it's the only game I'm going to miss. Which means we'll probably win, mate, because Villa always win when I'm not at Villa Park.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait, mate. But before we get onto the preview, there's obviously loads of things that have happened in the last week. I feel like we decided to start doing these weekly and then everything seemed to happen within that week. So AS Roma is the first bit. A absolute thumping.
Yeah.
Were they average? Were we good? Was it a bit of both?
Well, first half, right, was absolutely, for me, was superb. But from us, I was a little bit surprised by Roma because I bought a programme and I was looking through the team sheet of Roma and I genuinely didn't recognise any players. I was like, that's a bit odd, right? So I don't know if they were resting lots of players or whatever. But you can only beat what's put in front of you. And that first half, I have to say, we moved the ball really well. The tempo of the play was superb. The first 2 goals, mate, were just sensational. Like Watkins' movement for the first one, he takes the ball, beats his player, runs at the centre half. Midfielder comes back, drags him back, free kick. Buendia then pulls one into the top corner.
Oh yeah, hang on, I've got a video of that.
This was my view. Yeah! Wow, get in.
What a hit that was.
Listen to the screen.
We'll get back we'll get back to Buendia soon, I'm sure as well.
We'll get back to Buendia. And then the second goal, great play down the left-hand side again with, I think it was Ramsey and Tielemans linked up for, and then Tielemans through ball, mate. I mean, you talk about eye of a needle. Just
wasn't looking, was he?
Absolutely superb. And Ramsey finished it brilliantly. And then the third goal, it was good work from Buendia again on the left-hand side. Crossing, Ollie header, like 3-0 up, and probably deservedly. You just think we were absolutely flying. And then obviously second half in that game, he made complete changes, and it kind of just Roma were on top in the second half. Probably should have scored a couple of goals. They hit the post. They were put us under a lot of pressure, and then we kind of hit him on the breakaway. And it was nice that Marlon got on the score sheet yet again. Do you know what I mean? He scored a very good goal. Touch inside. Yeah, look, mate. This is the one, isn't it?
I feel like it's all coming together at the right time. Like the pre-seasons kind of took a little bit while to get going, but these last 3 games really kind of like started to come together. That Marseille game though looked, mate, that wasn't a friendly.
We got to talk about that, right? I mean, I don't mean to like kind of
I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Mings went at Mason Greenwood there, mate.
Forget about the result, mate. That was a thing of beauty. Did you see Mason Greenwood shit his pants? Like he laughed at Onana in the face, and then
no. Apparently spat at him.
Yeah, he did. Right, but he was laughing at him, and Mings just literally grabbed him by the throat and then didn't let go. Right, and his little twatty
his shirt with him,
mate. It was brilliant, and like I've got to say, right, I'm not going to talk about the Greenwood situation on a whole, right? But it seems to me that there are some dire people in the world because there's been I've seen a lot of stuff on TikTok and on Twitter, like based on supporting Greenwood, going, "Oh, he deserves a second chance." Like, he wasn't charged. Now, if you heard any of that evidence, mate, of that stuff, that was horrific. Yeah, and that guy is a predator. And like, it just makes me sad. So to watch Mings, I mean, Captain Mings, the hero. If you couldn't love him anymore, right? Like, it's just
not all heroes wear capes, mate.
Not all heroes wear capes. Exactly.
But he should do. Imagine if he came out with a cape into a game, he'd be like captain at the front, and he'd be like,
"Mate, I want a statue outside the whole end of Mings throttling Greenwood. That's what should be there. Like, thou shall not pass." So fair play to Mings. It was the highlight of the game for me. I got to say, in that game, I thought Marseille were the better side. We didn't do what we should be doing, and if I'm honest, like, there's been a little pre-season hasn't all been sunshines and rainbows. Lots of positives, lots of minute in the legs, but seen lots of elements of what was there last season, making silly mistakes, giving the ball away in stupid areas.
Well, that Mings mistake for the goal
for the first goal. Yeah.
Also, by the way, John McGinn was miles offside.
Yeah, he was. No,
absolutely miles. It was like a FIFA bug. It was like, what's going on here? This is bizarre. Yeah.
He took it well there, didn't he? It was a nice finish.
Yeah, it was a lovely finish.
But then second half, I don't know what your thoughts are of Gesson. I haven't, again, watched it in those little brief cameos. I haven't seen anything that...
He looks...
got booked in the first 10 seconds. So
I was about to say, it reminds me a little bit of when like John Duran would come on and just like
endless chicken.
There'll be a bit of youthful naivety in there, but he looks strong. He's got a little bit of trick about him.
Yeah, big lad. Look, time will tell. Like, it's pre-season, it means nothing. He's had 40 minutes in 2 games.
I tell you who was good. Was it the Marseille?
Don't you wag your finger at me, young man.
I don't know if it was Marseille or Villarreal. I think it was Marseille. Mings.
Yes. He did very well. And Rowe played very well.
I thought Rowe looked good against Villarreal, actually.
But mate, I know we beat Villarreal yet, so we'll move on to Villarreal, right?
Oh my God!
Mate, how did we not lose that game? How did we not lose it? Like, if Villarreal could have finished, we would have lost 8-2.
Well, Martinez had a great game, but also they missed some unbelievable chance. Moreno was just like, how have you missed that?
Mate, in the first half, they should, after we scored, they should have netted 4 goals easily. Like, and again, talking about those little crucial moments, the balls in between the fullbacks were killing us. Like, we were just exposed. Like, they got in time and time again down the right and the left. It wasn't just one side. Matson recovered a couple of them, but it's a concern for me. Like, because that's what happened to us last season. It's how it cost us. So I really hope that we can iron the bugs out. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, for me, I'm glad pre-season's over. I hate this time of the year for season. We've talked about it loads. I hate all the transfer speculation. Let's just get down to business. The football is back on Saturday, and we can finally just get it going, because we look sharp actually in lots of ways. So I'm and everyone seems positive. Like Watkins said after the game yesterday, like, we're ready for the new season. Like, so he looks up for it. Maybe having a full pre-season will help him.
And I do think part of it does also come down to, again, just having a steady team.
Yeah.
Who have done a season together, and now they're getting some of those partnerships. And there are players, like I said, Marlon, even Buendia. So let's get on to Buendia a little bit. I think he's made a case to stay in the squad, mate. Like, as in,
Buendia. from
From
Argentina. He's like a
Villa
from Carroll
from
Road.
Carroll
No,
Road.
like,
He's
mate,
5'7". He's football
football
heaven.
heaven.
He's going to
Please
take
take
Miami away.
away. Yeah, mate. Look, it's. I guess the debate is on whether he's good enough to do it in the Premier League because, again, right, although he's done really well in the last few games, he has played most of the pre-season. There are undoubtedly still those errors that he makes going forward where he plays passes to nobody and you go, mate, what have you seen there? Like, no one's even made a run or he doesn't quite execute the pass. The ball's on and he doesn't quite
I saw that with
execute it.
Villarreal. He just did a flick and I was like, where's that gone?
And so it's about decision making and consistency. There's no doubt there's a little bit of quality there within Buendia. We know that he can play those through balls. He looks to do it. But my concern about Buendia is, mate, that I just think he gets muscled off the ball a bit too easily. Like there's times like you get away with it in the games like pre-season because the teams aren't clattering you left, right, centre. But in the Premier League, you're just going to get handed off the ball, and he spends half his time throwing his hands up in the air, going, "Oh, well, wasn't that a free kick?" Do you know what I mean? And
or he passed the ball and someone doesn't get onto it, and he's like, "Oh, really frustrated." He didn't get onto it. But like, I don't know. I think he's a different option again that we just I don't feel like we have there. That kind of like little technical number 10. We had Asensio, and I'm not comparing it to Asensio, but we had Asensio last season who had that kind of little bit of flair.
Yeah.
Gives him that, and also like again, it's just another option for not using Rodgers all the time. And like,
if Emery Buendia is happy to be that kind of part of the team where Rodgers can play for 60, 70, 80 minutes, right? And you bring him on, it's not. I'll take that all day long. Do you know what I mean? I think that's probably not a bad shout if no one else is coming in. But there's still no guarantees that Asensio won't sign on loan. Do you know what I mean? That could still happen. There's still a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, it is all good. It is, but with Buendia and Bailey as well, it is still this thing of there's just no offer. There's not been any formal offers, so but I believe like they could go, but the team needs to actually want them.
Yeah, mate. I'm sorry, Bailey for me finished. Like I've watched him all pre-season. I just don't see where he's going to get the Bailey of 2 seasons ago because he just looks void of any effort. Really, he does probably bare minimum, and that for me is not enough in a team that particularly in pre-season, we look like we're trying to fizz the ball quickly, play between the lines. The good news is, mate, that Tielemans and Kamara I thought looked very, very good in the last 3. Not so much in the Marseille game, but against Roma and against Villarreal yesterday, I thought both of them looked good. They looked sharp. They're moving the ball quickly. Like Kamara winning the ball high for Buendia's goal yesterday. Like it's just what he does. And you go, again, I know it's only pre-season, but if these players have got the hunger for it, and these first opening 4 games are massive in the Premier League. So I'm hoping that we just hit the ground running, mate. I think we have to. We absolutely have to.
Yeah, I agree. But just then on to one last thing around the pre-season and players and their performances. Ollie Watkins, mate. Watkins.
Ollie Watkins, mate. I'm his biggest fan.
I tell you what, mate. He looks like the player of 24-25 season, 23-24 season, doesn't he?
Mate, well, I think I said to you off camera, like, if Watkins takes this form from pre-season into the new league, right, he could well be that easily.
He looks electric. He looks really sharp.
I think he's looked really sharp. Like I said to you at the end of last season where he just looked off. He didn't look like he was interested. He wasn't moving.
I actually think he was a bit mentally exhausted from everything. I think
whatever it was, mate.
There was a confidence thing with the Rashford stuff, the Duran stuff.
He looked like he had a weight on his shoulders, mate. He didn't. And then, but all the pre-season games he's played in. Like it's not his goals, right? Because I expect the goals. He's a striker. Like people go, he scored like 5 or 6 goals, right, in pre-season. That's great, right? It's not about that. It is, but in terms, for me, it's how you get into the positions, and like, so if you look at the headers he scored in particular, that's been better because it's his movement to get into those areas, dropping the shoulder, getting in front of the defender. But against Roma, what really impressed me was he dropped deep, pick up the ball, either hold it up. He actually held the ball up and brought people into play, or twice he took the ball in his stride, beat a player, and then ran at the defence. And I thought, God, he's not. I don't really remember Watkins doing that much last year. He was like that the season before. He would try and take players on.
The hold up plays usually his bread and butter, isn't it? But even last season he was struggling with that. You're right. The season before he was direct. He was taking players on. He was running at them, and it looks like he's doing that again.
Well, and I mean, I'm touching wood, right? But clinical end product. Do you know what I mean? That's my biggest critique of Watkins. I will happily say to you, mate, I love Watkins for what he brings to the team, work rate and all that kind of stuff. I know I've been hypercritical of him, but it's only because I want him to do better. And I've said it on numerous pods previously. Like this season for him is about raising that level. Can he get to that 25 goal a season mark? Because we create enough chances for him to do so. And if he can hit that, mate, wow, just absolutely wow. It'll put us in a whole new ball game. And if we can get goal contributions from Rodgers, Gassard, all these other, maybe McGinn can chip in, Tillemans with goals. We need 5 or 6 players scoring goals, so it's not all on Watkins. And I think maybe the desire for Watkins this year, if anything, it's a World Cup year, baby. Do you know, if he wants to be on that plane, he's got a great chance, mate. Sorry, just emergencies.
That's all right. Yeah, it's the police. It's illegal what Watkins is doing. He's having him.
It's illegal. They're going to arrest him. You should be arrested because it's just too naughty, right? So yeah, I'm absolutely hopeful, mate, because I'll happily eat my hat, right, and turn my Watkins t-shirt into a smiley.
Yeah, we'll have to change that mug.
We'll get a smiley mug, mate.
Like, Watkins!
I really hope. I hope he does it for him, for chance to get into the squad, and most importantly for us. Because if he does that, again, we're talking 4 seasons in a row with 20 plus goal involvements. He's nothing to be sniffed at, And I think you could well see him end his career with us because he'll be close to 31 by the end of next season, and that's probably part of the reason probably he hasn't left, because clubs are there's no resale really. Who's going to buy if Man United did buy 40, 50 million on.
The worry's always, he hits the ground running first 2 games of the season, absolutely hits it with a flyer, and then someone comes in with a bid, turns his head, and that always worries me. Like, especially when these transfer windows.
You say to him, I know that the club said to him, perform this year, we'll fucking up your wages. It's simple as that's how it works, isn't it? Hit the scoring bonuses, all that kind of stuff. Everyone's in the contracts up for negotiation. If they perform on the pitch, they give themselves an opportunity to get what they want. So, greedy bastards, but they get what they want. So I think it's exciting, mate. I am genuinely excited. Now, we might be sitting here after 4 games, absolutely clinically depressed because we've lost all games. But I'm as I say to you at the start of every season and at the start of every game, when we walk to Villa Park, and I have that enthusiasm, that little fire in my belly that goes, today's the day, right? Yeah. And at the moment, I think this is the season. Silverware, Champions League, this is what I'm hoping for. So yeah, good times.
Okay. Right, well, around that then, so a little bit of a season preview. We're going to do quick kind of section on these for about 10, 15 minutes before we round it off. But, so first thing, top scorer. Who do you think is going to be top scorer this season?
I'm going to go out because everyone thinks I hate Watkins, right? I'm going to go Watkins, 25 goals, mate. Our top goal scorer.
25?
25.
You're going 25 goals?
Yes, mate. Come on. Look, I know that's unrealistic, but it's
across all competitions, right? I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Not league goals against all. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Interesting.
Specified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously. I mean, I'm gonna. Yeah. it's got to be Watkins has to be top scorer. I think it'll be interesting. I think, like we said, we do need players around him to be chipping in with goals. I also want Watkins to get back among the assists a little bit more as well, because that just shows then that players around him are getting involved. I think 25 is a bit much, mate. I think he might hit 20 though, which would be very nice. I think it'd be
mate, that's just very realistic.
Just on that, 20 Premier League goals I'm looking for.
20 Premier League. Oh, okay.
20 Premier League goals is what
mate. I'm going 25 across all competitions. 20 league goals is a big ask. Oh, that's a big ask.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
I thought you'd be pessimistic, but 20 league goals, mate, all in.
No point winning if you can't win big, as they say in the Mighty Ducks. Right.
Yes.
Your wild card of the season. Who's going to be your surprise kind of a player that we didn't see coming potentially?
Okay. I think it'll be Ramsey, mate. I think Jacob Ramsey is due a full season, right? It's a bit like a couple of other players, like. But I've always been a fan of Jacob Ramsey, and I truly believe that given a run of games in the squad, fully fit, right, he can do a job, like, and he can score goals and he can assist goals. So I'd like to see him have a really impactful season. It'd be interesting to see how Emery utilises him, and if he does use him on that left hand side, or if Gasoldi's going to play there and Marlon plays right. It's going to be really interesting. So, but yeah, hopefully he'll be the surprise package, because it's almost like having a new player again. He's been injured for 2 seasons, mate. He's been in and out of the squad.
It's true. And I think that for me is always. I mean, that's the big question mark over Ramsey, isn't it? Can he keep him fit? And that's why that comment came with so many caveats. It was like, needs to be fit. How's he going to be utilised? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if we knew he was going to play, then yeah, I'd probably agree. But like, I don't know. Yeah, I also think that it all depends on it. Maybe he will be kept more fit. He won't play every game, but he'll be kept more fit because of the options that we have, where he's
quite possibly
rotating with Gasson, or that kind of thing, and tries to take him out of the firing line a little bit. For me, not a surprise package, but it's got to be Donny Marlon for me, mate. I'm so excited about that player. But like
you're right, mate.
The problem I have is I just don't know if he's always going to play, where he's going to play, how many minutes he's going to get, who's he going to play with. I think that front line now is so up in the air. Like, I have no idea who's going to start against Newcastle. We're going to have to do our Newcastle preview on Thursday. I ain't got a Scooby who's going to be that.
Getting them predicted lineups ready, mate. To be fair, if you think about last season, I think every predicted lineup I ever did was more up. It was completely wrong.
It was always wrong.
It was always wrong. I need to go what Emery's going to do rather than thinking what I will do. I agree with you 100%, mate. I this is like a new signing for me for how little game time he got last year. He's looked sharp in pre-season. He's scored or assisted in all but one game, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
or 2 games maybe. I think it was probably the Villarreal game.
I think the Villarreal game he didn't.
But before that, mate, and what we've seen last season, his cameos, dangerous, mate, direct, scored goals. Like, I think he could be a secret weapon. I agree, and I hope it comes good. Well, we need it to come good if we're going to have the season that we all dream of, right, which is winning the Europa League, like finishing as high. I'm going to say no higher than 6. I think getting in that top 4 is going to be very, very difficult.
Well, content that, Gary. Don't give it away.
I think, we're going to need these players to up their game and hit those levels, mate. So come on, Donny Marlon. It's the season to be jolly.
Yeah, it is. Doner kebab. Right.
Doner kebab.
So we've got 4 predictions here that are needed. One is League Cup finish.
Knocked out by Crystal Palace in the 3rd round.
That or Man U, isn't it? That's going to be the one. Yeah, I don't know. League Cup, I don't think we're going to go heavy on it. I think,
Oh, I don't.
yeah,
I think
I think
I think the kids will get chances to play in that. If I'm honest.
yeah, I do think like something like fourth round is fourth. Is the fourth the quarters or is it
No, I
finals?
think it's fifth. Is the fifth is the quarters, isn't it? I
Yeah,
think.
fifth quarter, maybe quarter final, something like that, maybe. But yeah, it depends. It does depend on the draw, I think.
Nah, I'm going third round, mate. Knockout. Crap. That
Straight
was
out. Get rid
straight
of the
out, mate.
fixtures.
Yeah,
Just
get rid. Just get play the
just don't
kids.
need
Get
it.
out of the way, mate. We're not
Don't
interested.
need their Carabao energy drinks. Don't need that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. You might as well end up winning it now.
FA Cup.
I'm still traumatized from last year, mate. I think we would have won it last year.
Yeah.
I think we could. I'm going to go quarterfinals, FA Cup. I think we'll have a bit of a run. I don't see us winning it this year. Again, because I don't think he's going to go for it like he probably did last season.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think it's going to be the focus is going to be on the Europa League. So there you go. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
I've got a cheeky feeling with this one. I've got a cheeky. You say this, it's not. It acted as if we did go for the Champions League last season. Like we had Champions League, we got to the semi-finals. I'm feeling another trip to Wembley, but one step further. I'm not going to call it. I'm not calling it, but I'm thinking FA Cup final. Yeah, I'm down for an FA Cup final. I also think.
Mate,
I also think.
mate, if we get to the FA Cup final, it messes with my Wollacombe holiday.
Oh, such first world problems. Bloody hell.
Yes. Think
Right.
about these things, mate.
Europa League finish.
This for me, mate. We're going to win it.
Gonna win it. We've got to win
it. I'm convinced Emery's going to go all out, all guns blazing. The experience he's got in this competition. The fact that Palace are not in it, right? I don't fear anyone. Like
I fear Forest. I still fear Forest.
Oh, I wouldn't, mate. Let's get him in the final and smash him in the final, like 4-0. Imagine that. If we get to the final, mate, we'll grab your father-in-law. We're all going to wherever. Where's the final this year?
I have no idea. I got Scooby.
Might need to book a cheeky hotel already, mate. Just with 24-hour bookings, and let's just get there.
Let's book like 12 different countries because we don't know where it is. So we're just like book all these different
European tour, lads on tour, mate.
Yeah. I've got to say we're going to win it because I feel like that's the aim this season. I feel like what crazy expectations and the pressure on the players. It's basically like if you don't win the Europa League, it's almost like a failed season.
Yeah. Well, mate, this is going to make a really. If we get knocked out early doors, this is going to make a great gag reel. But
this is the thing, right? And this is what we were saying before. We were saying like we need a winning mentality. And the crap that people say, I hate that. But it's like we're a team that needs to believe it can win stuff, and mate, we should be going into this season going, we are confident we will win that thing,
mate. I've talked about it, and when I say we've got to raise levels. If you look at Crystal Palace, right, I know that I don't think they're anywhere near our level, but what they did last season, and then to go and beat Liverpool yesterday, right, on penalties, granted, but it's getting over the line. It's 2 trophies, and the Community Shield means fuck all, right? But
Liverpool didn't look all that, did they?
No, they didn't. They did, mate. Palace pegged them back. We know Palace are a good side. They're similar to us in that they've managed to keep their best players. I'm amazed that they've kept Mateta, Eze, Wharton, Sarr. That no one's come in for them during the summer. It's weird. So they will be a threat. They've just got energy about them going forward. It's scary, and so it's one of those where. No excuses this year for us. No excuses, mate. We've got everything we need within the firepower. It's now not just we have to stop being bottle jobs because that's what it feels like. We get to these almost moments, and while they've been spectacular, I've got lots of memories from last season that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. But it'll all fade into distant memory because it'll just be another game that we attended rather than the year we won something. We win something this year. Mate, it's statues are being erected for Emery, because it's the amount of time he's done it in, and so And then, mate, if we do win the Europa League, and people will call me crazy, you'll probably call me crazy, but you've got to start aiming for the league, mate. We've got to start trying competing with that fucking shit monopoly of top 5, 6, whatever it is, right? Cheating bastards that you all are, right? Apart from Newcastle, I'll let Newcastle off because they're in the same boat as being screwed over. But Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, right? And Man United are not even in there, and Spurs, you can all go and get fucked. You're all a bunch of knobheads. Like, anyway, right? So that's the goal, right? I sincerely believe that's in Emery's head, right? Let's
Yeah, I mean the guy
with a trophy, and let's go on and win stuff.
Yeah, the guy's a serial. Like, he's so driven. I think obviously that's going to be and I think if we'd managed to get Champions League again this season, it would have been very much like, right, we're going to strengthen in the strengthen. We're going to strengthen in the right positions,
like
the places we know.
Have a strengthen for all your.
But this is again why I think it's not the be all and end all that we've not signed a huge amount of players this season, because I think if we can keep this squad together and we can make it again and we can actually get the Champions League for the following season, mate, we're basically in the same position. We can build on this team, and I just think I think the foundations are so solid in our squad. People were looking at our squad last season saying it was a really, really good squad for the season and the Champions League and everything. And now everyone's looking at the Europa League and going, why have we signed anyone? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what the hell? Like, this team is the same as last season. We almost underachieved based on our results and the way that we went.
Yeah.
So we can definitely do it. And I think Europa League, winning that would be mate, Jesus Christ. The euphoria would be madness. Yes, I'll be doing that dickhead thing that Spurs have been doing. European champions. I'll be doing that. When they're doing that, it does make me laugh. I'm like, fuck, European champions are you? Like, it's not the same. Okay, last one, the big one. Where are we finishing in the league?
I've got two answers for this, mate. All right, so my head, right, says win the Europa League, finish 10th. That'll be a good season. My heart says finish 6th, maybe 5th or 6th if we have the season of our lives. I just think the top 4 is going to be impenetrable, mate, by those big 4 giants.
The top 5 is going to be really hard. Like, I think Spurs have gotten stronger as well. Chelsea.
How have Spurs gotten stronger, mate? Who've they signed? Who? With who?
They signed Kudus, didn't they?
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right. They're going to win the league, mate. They've got Anthony Kudus.
What? I was definitely. Oh
mate,
no, because they were Mings.
You've been on. James Madison's just fucking tore his cruciate ACL. He's out for the season. Cheery boy, right? They've just got rid of their best player.
It's because I'm thinking about the players they were linked with, but they didn't buy them.
Mate, they haven't signed anybody. Spurs are going to be shit this year, and Man United can go and get fucked. I don't care how many signings they got. That club is melting from the inside. If they get a top half finish, they'll be happy.
I annoyingly still worry about Man U. They just have this knack sometimes of just managing to pull something out of the bag. Not last season.
Mate. You watch him, Bremo to get injured first game of the season, ACL out for the season. I laugh.
I actually think Palace are dark horses for the top 6.
Mate, obviously, I'm not just going off on them beating us, but they against City in the FA Cup final. We watched them more than most. I saw them play 4 times last year, and they're a good side, man. Mateta, Eze, Sarr, Wharton. That is a dynamic midfield and attacking options, mate. It is, and with Guy at the back, like Henderson in goal, they've got similar to what we've got. They've now got a team that's played together for a couple of seasons, and not only that, they've won stuff. Winning breeds winners, mate. Like winning breeds that mentality. So.
This is the thing, right? So I'm like I said, I want us to win the Europa League, and I do think we'll finish 6th. I can't see 5th personally. I also don't know if that'll actually be Champions League because it's all to do with the coefficient, isn't it? So it all depends on how it goes. But with there's also AFCON, by the way. I saw that Gesson might be missing for 7 games.
Yeah, it goes mid-December, then he comes back end of Jan. So let's just hope the Ivory Coast get knocked out really early, mate, so he gets back.
If he gets picked, but But no, I was going to say, what happens if it's another Neely season? We get sixth, we don't win the Europa League, we get to like a semi-final or a final, and like at that point, is it then like we're just not going to get there, or is that again progress? It's consistency. It's about consistency.
Yeah, that's a good point, mate. I think the problem with that is Emery going to get bored of it? Do you know what I mean? Because
I don't think he will. I don't think he will.
I
worry about the players a bit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, if you put it like that, to finish in the European places, qualify for Europe again, brilliant. However, it doesn't. The growth isn't there, and the development isn't there to then go out and buy big players, because you're not. If we're only in the Europa League again, like the fact of the matter is, and the board and the owners have said this, they want to be competing in the Champions League on a regular basis. That was one of the first statements they ever made, mate, and it stuck with me. And if that is the case, it's not the end of the world. Like, the world, obviously, it will go on. Like you say, it's what players will stay. But for me, if we win something this year, maybe if I don't know, if we just win the FA Cup and that gets us into Europa League, I don't, is that still progress, because it's a trophy plus thing? But to get the best players, we all know the only way you get the best players is getting into the Champions League. That's it. That's where they want to play. And if we do that, our financial situation this time next year will be so much better. We might actually be able to spend a bit of money without kind of having to keep hold of everybody. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'd like to do it. Just one last note. I'd like to do it. Obviously, I'd like to do it this way because we ended in the Champions League. But the way that we did it in the 23-24 season, where we were so strong and we kicked on so hard so early, we were even in a title talk for a while.
Mate, do you remember if we'd beat Sheffield United at home, we'd have gone top of the table at Christmas, and we fucking drew the game.
Mate, it was two
scored and Daniolo equalised.
That's actually the Christmas, December, January period for Emery has been a bit difficult. Every season he's been at Villa. But yeah, I don't want that thing that we had last season where we were like the late comers. Like it was horrible. There was parts of the season where we were like, well, Europe's over. Well, that's that. Yeah. I think it was January. We were just like, well, what are we going to hope for? Like 8th, something like this. Try and get Conference League if we can.
Every time we played a Champions League game, we lost. So we lost 8 games off the back of Champions League results.
Yeah.
And then
I think there was 1. We win 1.
Yeah, we won 1. Yeah. And then we went on that such a strong run, didn't we? We won 8 out of 9 games at the end of the season.
At the end of the season, that was fucking Man U game, mate. I got PTSD from that thing. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. But yes, I'm just hoping that we can. I think the point I'm trying to make is I'd like us to hit the ground a little bit.
I agree.
I think I said in the last episode, I think it'll actually be a slow burn to start off with. But I think the way, like you've been talking about with like Watkins, I think with Marlon, I think with the way the players have started to come over together in these last 3 games, I'm like, we can hit the ground running here, and we can make some big results. If we can beat Newcastle, that's a massive statement straight from the off.
Let's just take the first 3, mate. Right, win the first 3. I think the hardest game is Palace, but they're at home. We owe them 1, right? Surely, if Emery does the same thing against Crystal Palace that he did last year, right, I will go fucking mad. Right, we'll get on here because we've got the players to beat Crystal Palace. But if he plays Pau Torres against Mateta, right, I'm gonna go fucking mad, right? Because that Mateta will be going, I'll just eat this guy up for breakfast. We'll score 10.
Stop playing concrete against a marshmallow. It's literally just
Mateta must go, please play Torres, please play Torres, please play Torres. Right. So we'll see what happens. But you got, Newcastle at home. We've got 2 home games basically. Brentford away and then Palace at home. So if we can end August on 9 points, mate, I'll honestly, what a start that'll be. And like you said, because ultimately, even if you go up till Christmas, if we can get kind of 15, 20 points on the board, you kind of sorry, up to October, sorry, you kind of you get into that festive period where we've got a run of games that are tough, where you can afford to drop some points. You got
you got a bit of a buffer.
Yeah.
But we need. I'd like to see us keep this home run going as well.
Yes.
We only lost one game last season, the very first game of the season against Arsenal.
Yeah, mate, it's unreal,
And,
wasn't it, at home? I think if we could do that, I was going to say, so the first 3 games, 2 home fixtures, you got to fancy our chances there. You know, we're formidable at home, and if we can just make those little improvements away, like we could be with a real shout again. So you know, let's
brilliant.
fingers crossed, mate.
Right, nice. Well, we will be back on Thursday, where we will be doing our Newcastle preview. We'll also be speaking to a guy from a Newcastle podcast. We're going to add that in because we're going to record that on Wednesday, but we'll add that in on Thursday. So, Gaz, any final words?
Final words, mate. That Joe Gauchi has gone on loan to Port Vale, and I wanted to say that, and I know because no one's probably watching at 40 minutes, but thank fuck because he's shit, right? And I'm so happy, right? The only way that could have been any better is if they'd actually fucking sold him, right? Because he shouldn't. I know he seems like a nice lad all the way from Australia, but
he's young though, mate. You got to give him
young,
a chance.
Yeah, but he's crap, mate. Like, why would you bring someone all the way from Australia who can't catch the ball? You're playing goal, right? I don't understand. Like, no.
Well, Port Vale are going to give him a go, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe you can learn to catch a ball there.
Hopefully, mate.
Yeah, hopefully. Any last words other than that?
No, mate. Other than that, well, yes, actually, I can't wait for Saturday. I'm buzzing about the Newcastle preview, mate. Like, it is. Oh yeah, football back, baby. All right, I'm buzzing. Yeah, so I can't wait. Bring it on.
And we'll sing.
Villa.
I mean, you won't, but I will sing this following song that you're about to sing with 40,000 people.
Every week we follow the boys in Claret and Blue.